In higher education, building trusting relationships provides an essential foundation for the learning environment. Trust facilitates a safety to explore uncharted territory, ask questions, and accept curiosity as normative. Students who trust their instructors participate in discussions, wrestle with new or difficult ideas, and accept the learning process. Particularly in the case of adult learners, it is essential to build trust around the unique aspects of time, responsibilities, and individual goals and experiences. So how do we build that trust in the classroom? It begins with showing up to class prepared, ready to engage, and quick to communicate the goals and intentions of each class. I seek to learn names quickly, so I require students to display them on a paper nameplate until I can call them by name without a reminder. I also make it a habit to follow up with at least one student after class to discuss a difficulty, concern, or a highlight that they're currently experiencing. To learn the needs and interests of adult learners I am teaching, I set aside time to learn about their goals, interests, and challenges. I do this through a first day top 10, which includes questions such as, what is the best thing about this past summer? What is your favorite thing about yourself? What is your level of interest in this class and the topic you are most interested in? And also questions about their personal interests and what they're involved with outside of school. Each semester, I set up an appointment to advise students how to deal with an area they are struggling with in the course. I also make myself available to eat lunch with my students spontaneously. It is a high value of mine to foster empathy and understanding in the classroom. Engaging and learning with a diverse group of students that represent viewpoints different from my own should be the norm in an educational environment. I seek to create a community that encourages respectful disagreement and yet also keeps an open mind with a willingness to agree to disagree. I emphasize that the goal is to understand one another and appreciate the differences that everyone brings to the learning environment. An assignment that I consistently assign to my students changes the climate of the classroom, and it is a conversation with someone who disagrees with you. The student is to offer no rebuttal, but to only ask subsequent questions. The goal is to listen for understanding. Cultivating practices like this help to facilitate respect for varying viewpoints. As a Christian educator, my worldview requires the welcoming of and appreciation of diversity. The Christian worldview calls us to love our neighbors, value all people as made in the image of God, and uphold truth in community. I seek to be sure I am upholding the dignity of each of my students by committing myself to active listening, asking questions and permission to ask questions, as well as emphasizing the celebration and joy of differences. Students should feel valued and important with the differences that they bring to discussions, projects, and other assignments that they are engaging in. In closing, building relationships is not an add-on in a learning environment. It is the inclusive, effective, and meaningful classroom experience that each student should have.